Have you ever thought about getting behind the wheel of a big truck and hitting the open road? It's a high-paying job and very much in demand in Oklahoma. Jason Doyle reports on the trucking industry's efforts to find more qualified drivers to transport products.
I'm told that if we had 50,000 brand new CDL holders tomorrow, we could put them to work.
CDL stands for Commercial Driver's License, and right now, our state has a huge need for more of them.
In Oklahoma, trucking represents about 1/7 of the entire economy. And many people don't know it or realize it, but trucking serves over 75% of Oklahoma communities exclusively.
Oklahoma Trucking Association CEO Jim Newport says Oklahoma and the rest of the nation are facing a shortage of workers who hold a CDL. The license requires safety training and passing written and practical tests before a person can obtain the license to drive those big rigs and other vehicles. While the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission does not track CDL drivers specifically, the agency does have a good idea of how many truckers are working in the Sooner State.
We have an estimate of how many employees there are in various occupations, and one of them that I think that translates pretty well with the CDL drivers would be drivers of heavy trucks, tractor trailers, that kind of thing. And we've got an estimate around 25,750.
Light truck drivers may not be required to have a CDL, but still deliver products where they're needed or wanted. Either way, Lynn Gray with the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission confirms demand for new CDL drivers will continue to rise.
Every other year we do a 10-year forecast across industries and occupations, trying to get an idea of what we expect employment will be. And part of that, we're looking at replacement needs as well. And so we're estimating in the current decade, going out to 2026, that we're going to have annual openings on the heavy side of a little over 2,900 a year.
A lot of jobs depend on trucking in Oklahoma, too. The American Transportation Research Institute found in 2015, 36% of all jobs in Oklahoma are directly affected by the trucking industry. While the industry faces a driver shortage, it is predicted the demand for trucking services will escalate.
The trucking industry will grow because of consumer demand, you and I wanting more stuff. It'll grow by about 20% over the next decade and a half or so.
And it isn't just trucking companies looking for drivers. Central Oklahoma Public Transit System, Embark, has a big need for CDL holders. Embark uses the usual tactics like job websites, but they take it a step further for recruitment, according to Human Resources Manager Michael Shaw.
We've used hangers, bilingual door hangers. We've done what I like to call high-touch campaigns, where we actually take cards, send them to churches and other community events, and said, hey, if you're connected with somebody who's looking for a job, come do this.
Shaw says Embark will hold job preview events to help encourage people to at least consider becoming a CDL driver.
There's a lot of people who are like, oh, I could never do that, I could never do that. Well, you don't know if you've never tried. And so they'd come in and say, well, I heard it was a good job. I heard you guys had great benefits, paid really well, all of these different things. And so they'd come in, we'd give them a great job preview, and then that way they could decide, hey, maybe this is the opportunity for me.
He adds, it is true, there's a lot of competition for drivers with that special license.
There's a lot of other individuals that are competing for that pool of applicants. So it certainly makes it a challenge. Where we have been really blessed is that we've been able to come and say, hey, do you fit the personality, the profile of somebody who might enjoy providing customer service and also driving bus?
Because of the shortage, technology is starting to raise the specter of autonomous vehicles to haul freight, products, and people around. Elements of the driverless truck are starting to appear within the industry on an experimental basis only. Newport feels the time is coming for autonomous vehicles to be included within a trucking fleet. However, humans are likely to still be involved.
When you and I step foot on a commercial aircraft, for example, cruise control on an airline has been around for decades, but we sure feel really good about those pilots sitting up front in that airplane. I do. And so public perception drives policy.
Until then, holding a CDL could lead a worker to find more lucrative opportunities just down the road.
And Jason joins us now. Yeah, we're talking about great paying jobs, good jobs, and lots of them. So why is there so much demand?
Well, the American Transportation Institute says Oklahoma has nearly 11,000 trucking companies operating in the state. You also have to keep in mind occupations like bus drivers, FedEx and UPS deliveries add to those numbers. Another aspect of the demand is generated by online shopping. More and more people are choosing to shop at home instead of going to the store. On top of it all, there are fewer people becoming CDL holders to replace retiring drivers.
Okay, very interesting story. Thank you, sir.